6:45. This is the Sri Lanka Broadcasting Corporation. The news edited by J. Yogaraj, assisted by Sanjay, and read by Geethanjali Ramanayaka. The headlines. The World Health Organization says Omicron coronavirus variant is likely to spread internationally. The health authorities warn and advise the general public to be vigilant and follow the health guidelines to protect themselves from the Omicron challenge. Full vaccination is the one and only solution to address the Omicron challenge. The total COVID vaccinations exceeds 30.2 million in Sri Lanka. It counts to 68% of the population. 233 gas cylinder incidents in the country since January 2015. 747 coronavirus cases and 23 deaths were reported in Sri Lanka yesterday. The National Water Supply and Drainage Board has announced that the water supply to several areas in Colombo will be suspended for 7 hours from 10 p.m. today to 5 a.m. tomorrow. News from overseas. Omicron news. WHO warns of high infection risk around the globe. In sports, Pathum Nissanka 50 lays solid base for Sri Lanka on rain-hit first day. Local news in detail now. The World Health Organization, WHO, said Omicron coronavirus variant is likely to spread internationally, posing a very high global risk of infection surges that could have severe consequences in some areas. The UN agency urged its 194 member states to accelerate vaccination of high-priority groups and in anticipation of increased case numbers to ensure mitigation plans are in place to maintain essential health services. The WHO said Omicron has an unprecedented number of spike mutations, some of which are concerning for their potential impact on the trajectory of the pandemic. The Deputy Director General of Health Services, Dr. Hemant Herath, advised the general public to be vigilant and alert about the spread of Omicron corona variant. According to the information received, the variant has not entered the South Asian countries. However, the general public should take precautionary measures in terms of vaccination and health guidelines to be prepared for any situation. Dr. Hemant Herath further said those who have not received the booster vaccination should receive it at the first instance. The WHO has released a media report stating the booster vaccination would protect the human beings from the Omicron variant. Sri Lanka has administered and witnessed around 30.2 million COVID vaccinations so far. This amounts to 68% of the total population. Sri Lanka has recorded a 68% population fully vaccinated against corona infection. This is a tremendous success when compared to the other developed nations in the world. The State Minister for Consumer Affairs, Lasantha Alagimanna, stated in Parliament yesterday that 233 incidents, including explosions, related to cylinders of Litro and Lavs gas companies have been reported since January 1, 2015. The State Minister acknowledged that the number of gas explosions were higher than before, adding that university studies had pointed out that changes in the propane and butane composition of gas cylinders could affect their pressure. Under the supervision of the chairman of the Accreditation Board, 12 gas samples have been taken from the Ratnapura, Kurunegala, Gampaha, Galle, Kalutara and Colombo districts and sent to the Ceylon Petroleum Corporation for investigation. He also stated that these reports will be sent to the Moratuwa University and further action would be decided thereafter. Alagimanna was making a special statement at the commencement of the proceedings of the House. He also noted that a final decision in this regard has not been reached yet. There were questions regarding the quality of the gas cylinder from the beginning, Alagimanna said, adding that he had previously requested the Standards Institution to update the standard. The Ministry of Health says that another 206 persons have tested positive for COVID-19, pushing the daily count on fresh cases detected to 747 yesterday. The new cases include 2 returnees from overseas, while the rest are associated with the New Year COVID-19 cluster. This brings the total number of coronavirus cases registered in Sri Lanka thus far to 563,267. Presently, approximately 8,899 infected patients are undergoing treatment across the island. Meanwhile, the Health Ministry also reported 23 COVID-related deaths yesterday. This news broadcast comes to you from the Sri Lanka Broadcasting Corporation. The National Water Supply and Drainage Board has announced that the water supply to several areas in Colombo will be suspended for 7 hours from 10 p.m. today to 5 a.m. tomorrow. The water cut will be imposed at Moragasmulla, Rajagiriya, Obesekarapura, Bandarnayakapura, Navala Koswatta, the main road from Rajagiriya to Navala Open University, and all connected by roads. The Water Board said that the water supply to these areas will be suspended for the duration of the aforementioned period due to urgent repairs being carried out. It has been decided to hold the 74th National Independence Day at the Independence Square in Colombo. The first meeting of the organising committee took place yesterday under the patronage of the Prime Minister Mahinda Rajapaksa at the Temple Trees. The all-night Pirith chanting, which is held before the Independence Day, will take place on the 2nd of February at the Independence Square. Prime Minister Rajapaksa instructed the relevant officials to deploy the fully vaccinated persons in the independence preparation programs. The Premier also advised the relevant authorities to conduct the ceremonial programs according to health guidelines. The Parliament will meet today at 9:30 a.m. The vote on the Ministry of Health will be taken up for debate today. The budget debate will conclude on the 10th of December. On the same day, a vote on the third reading of the budget proposal will be conducted. And that ends local news for now.
A mother knows the pain of each member of the family. Siddhalepa, the trusted relief for aches and pains.
An effective therapy for relief from cold, sneezing, flu, headaches, swelling due to toothaches, rheumatic, discomforts, and muscular aches and pains. Siddhalepa, the Veda Mahatmya in every home.
The main news story is brought to you by Siddhalepa Veda Mahatmya.
The Central Bank of Sri Lanka says the country showed an accelerated economic growth during the first half of this year. The figures show that there was a 8% economic growth during the 6 months of this year. The average growth is around 5%. The country showed a resilient growth amidst COVID-19 challenge, and that was our main news story.
The main news story was brought to you by Siddhalepa Veda Mahatmya. Brush your teeth twice a day for healthy teeth and gums. Supiriviki and Kakulu, your trusted brands in oral care for many years.
Supiriviki Ayurvedic toothpaste for adults. Kakulu Ayurvedic toothpaste for kids. 9 Ayurvedic ingredients of Supiriviki will protect your teeth and strengthen your gums. Supiriviki and Kakulu, products from Siddhalepa.
Watch Life is brought to you by
Tertiary and Vocational Education Commission.
Health authorities have requested the public to follow health guidelines strictly as the corona infections crossed the 700th mark in the last 2 weeks. Director General of the Health Services, Dr. Asela Gunawardena, said that it is a high risk for the public to get involved with large gatherings or get-togethers. He requested the public to refrain from travelling between the provinces. He pointed out that 600 to 750 corona patients are still being reported daily from the country. Therefore, he emphasised that the pandemic can spread rapidly again if the public act irresponsibly. And that was Watchlight.
If you follow technical and vocational education and training courses, select a course registered and accredited institute by TVEC. Be aware on unregistered institutes which are promoting without having registration. Visit www.tvec.gov.lk for more information. Message from Tertiary and Vocational Education Commission.
Coming up, World News.
The headlines. Omicron news. WHO warns of high infection risk around the globe. Twitter co-founder Jack Dorsey steps down as chief executive. Ghislaine Maxwell accused of preying on young girls for Epstein to abuse. World news in detail now. The World Health Organization has warned that the Omicron coronavirus variant poses a high risk of infection surges around the globe. The variant could lead to severe consequences in some regions, the WHO said yesterday. The head of the organization, Dr. Tedros Adhanom Ghebreyesus, renewed a call for a global push to get vaccines to poorer nations. COVID-19 is not done with us yet, he warned. The variant was detected in South Africa earlier this month, with initial evidence suggesting it was a higher reinfection risk. South Africa has been praised for its prompt reporting of the variant. Twitter co-founder Jack Dorsey is stepping down as chief executive of the company. He will be replaced by the current chief technical officer, Parag Agrawal, Twitter said. Mr. Dorsey, who co-founded Twitter in 2006, has been serving as the chief executive of both Twitter and payment firm Square. British socialite Ghislaine Maxwell preyed on and groomed young girls for convicted paedophile Jeffrey Epstein to abuse, prosecutors have alleged. Ms. Maxwell appeared in court in New York on Monday for the first day of her trial on sex trafficking charges. She denies the charges and her defense claims she is being used as a scapegoat for Epstein's crimes following his death in prison in 2019. But prosecutors argue the pair were partners in crime in sex abuse. Back to the headlines of the world news. Omicron news, WHO warns of high infection risk around the globe. Twitter co-founder Jack Dorsey steps down as chief executive. Ghislaine Maxwell accused of preying on young girls for Epstein to abuse. And that ends World News.
Development News is brought to you by Let's take all out of the coconut tree and make the island thriving and prosperous. Call our hotline 1928. WhatsApp 070 400 1928.
Development news. Further 25,000-kilometre roads will be developed next year under 100,000-kilometre road development project. 10,000 rural bridges will also be developed under this project, out of which 9,000 bridges will be renovated and developed during the first half of next year. A sum of 260,000 million rupees has been set aside for this purpose. And that was Development News.
Development News was brought to you by the coconut tree is well grown in almost all the parts of the island. It is an exceptional source of extra income. The shell, the husk and almost all the parts of the coconut tree makes you money, providing you with an excellent extra source of income. It will also help to nourish the economy of the country. You will be guided with all necessary informations regarding the coconut cultivation, with the novel cultivation techniques and all other related and upgraded informations by the Coconut Research Institute, Lunavilla. Call our hotline 1928. WhatsApp 070 400 1928.
Moving on with sports news.
Cricket news. Pathum Nissanka breezed his way to a half-century. Dimuth Karunaratne fell 8 short of a 50 that would have seen him equal to world record. And on a day in which rain washed out the first 2 sessions, Sri Lanka gained a significant advantage, moving to 113 for 1 in the 33.4 overs that were possible. Scores: Sri Lanka were 113 for 1 at the end of the first day's play of the first test match between Sri Lanka and the West Indies being played at Galle International Stadium. Soccer news. Paris Saint-Germain and Argentina forward Lionel Messi won the Ballon d'Or award to the best footballer of the year for a record 7th time. Messi, 34, helped his country win the Copa America, his first international honour, and has scored 40 goals in 2021, 28 for Barcelona, 4 for Paris Saint-Germain and 8 for Argentina. Bayern Munich and Poland striker Robert Lewandowski came second. Chelsea and Italy midfielder Jorginho was third, and Real Madrid's French striker Karim Benzema finished fourth. And that was sports news.
Cash through NSB globally and win wonderful gifts locally. Will you be the lucky winner of the NSB Golden Jubilee? 50 gold sovereigns for the top prize winner of the NSB Golden Jubilee. Scooters for the 10 second prize winners. iPhones for the 10 third prize winners. Mountain bikes for the 29 fourth prize winners. From October 1st, 2021 to September 30th, 2022. Remit a minimum of $100 or an equivalent amount in any foreign currency through NSB U-Trust for 6 months consecutively. Send more money and increase the chances of winning.
Business News, sponsored by National Savings Bank, the safest place for your money.
Generating a record-breaking profit for 3 quarters in a straight, NSB records sensational performance, beating all the odds during a pandemic. Its highest ever profit for a period of 9 months, with a profit before tax of 20.3 billion rupees and a profit after tax of 15.6 billion rupees. National Savings Bank shows its COVID-resistant strength and continuous financial resilience. And that was Business News.
Business News, sponsored by National Savings Bank, the safest place for your money.
Cash through NSB globally and win wonderful gifts locally. Will you be the lucky winner of the NSB Golden Jubilee? 50 gold sovereigns for the top prize winner of the NSB Golden Jubilee. Scooters for the 10 second prize winners. iPhones for the 10 third prize winners. Mountain bikes for the 29 fourth prize winners.
Economic news, courtesy of...
I bought my daughter a laptop for her work by managing my finances. Whatever the expenses may be, I can't afford to miss out on life's special moments like her birthday or our anniversary. So you need to invest to make your family's future flourish.
Saving money isn't easy when you have responsibilities. That's why we promise to give you the best returns and guarantee on your investment. LOLC Finance Fixed Deposits. Maximize your savings. LOLC Finance PLC, incorporated on the 13th of December 2001, is rated SLA stable by ICRA Lanka Limited and is licensed by the Monetary Board of the Central Bank of Sri Lanka under the Finance Business Act number 42 of 2011.
Economic news. Sri Lanka had over 3,000 operating graphite mines and was the world's #1 graphite producer and exporter. But after World War II, many were shut down and only 2 were operating. If 50 mines could be reactivated and operational, Sri Lanka can earn over $10 billion revenue with highest value additions, making it the biggest export earner of the country, said owner of graphite mines in Ragedra, Chairman Sakura Graphite Kurunagala Kirti Vikramaratna. And that was economic news.
Saving money isn't easy when you have responsibility. That's why we promise to give you the best returns and guarantee on your investment. LOLC Finance Fixed Deposits. Maximize your savings. LOLC Finance PLC, incorporated on the 13th of December 2001, is rated SLA stable by ICRA Lanka Limited and is licensed by the Monetary Board of the Central Bank of Sri Lanka under the Finance Business Act number 42 of 2011.
Weather report was sponsored by
Dialogue, in partnership with the Ministry of Education, brings Nanasa app, a trilingual educational mobile app for online learning with video-based lessons from grade 1 to A-levels. Now your child can study with ease on your mobile with the Nanasa app. No subscription fees. Download via Google Play Store, App Store, Huawei Store or Windows. Dialogue, the future today.
In the weather report, the Met Department says showers or thundershowers will occur at times in the southern province and in the Kaluthara district. Showers or thundershowers may occur at several places elsewhere after 2 p.m. Fairly heavy showers above 75 millimeters may occur at some places in the Sabaragamuwa, central and northwestern provinces and in the Mannar district. A few showers are likely in the northern and eastern provinces during the morning too. General public is kindly requested to take adequate precautions to minimize damages caused by temporarily localized strong winds and lightning during thunder showers. This weather report was published this morning at 4:30 a.m. Further details could be obtained by visiting the official website of the department. Meanwhile, the international weather forecast website AccuWeather.com reports that the day's weather will be bright with occasional showers. Today's daytime temperature would be around 29 degrees Celsius. There will be light showers in many places in the Colombo district in the night. Tonight's temperature will be around 23 degrees Celsius and there will be scattered showers in selected spots late in the night. The ground temperature would be 25 degrees Celsius at the time of this news broadcast.